Hi, today I'm going to show you how to automate getting CSV files that are invoices or Google Sheets that are invoices into Xero. So maybe you have an old system that is doing your invoicing, but you're using Xero for accounting and you need those invoices synced into Xero all the time. So EasyCSV lets you set up ways to get those CSVs and Google Sheets into Xero automatically. Today I'm just going to show you how to set up the page and get your first one in. So here we have Xero and we only have 2 drafts in here. We're going to make 2 more drafts. Let's say this is the CSV file I get. You have column headers that don't exactly match Xero's fields. So, you have your contact name, which is maybe the business name. You have an invoice number. You have the date of the invoice, the due date of the invoice, what the item, and all the different line items. So in this file, what you see here is you have 3 invoices. One invoice here with many line items, right? These are all the same invoice number with different line item things that all add up to different dollars, and you'll see the tax type. We're going to make a special thing about that. We can have branding, like if you want the branding of the invoice to be different. So that's one invoice in this file. Here's another invoice, has many items, and here's one that I put in dummy data for nothing here so we can see what it looks like when one fails to create. So we should be trying to make 3 invoices off 36 rows in this CSV file. So what we want to do is just take a spreadsheet file and make an invoice. So what we're going to do first is make an EasyCSV import page. So I'm just going to find that Google Sheet I have here. Maybe it's a CSV file. You can drag a CSV file here. We're going to say Xero example import. We want every column available to us. So I'm going to click next. We're going to click Xero. So your first step actually will be, this button will be different. It'll say connect your Xero account to EasyCSV. So click that and go through the steps of you go to Xero, approve EasyCSV, and you come back. The last step, what you need to do is say which of these columns go to which fields in Xero. So that's what you do here. So you say, okay, what is the invoice number? Well, from my CSV, it's this. This is the Xero field. So contact name. We don't have an email address. Invoice type, we're going to leave it accounts receivable. You can either add a column if you need accounts payable as the invoice type, or you can make a virtual field, which I'll show for one of these here. Status, I want to leave it as draft. You can either put approved or something if you want an approved invoice, either as a column in your CSV file or make a virtual field, which I'll show again. Date, we want invoice date. Currency code, we're just going to leave. If you leave it, it'll be just the currency code of your account. Branding, we're going to choose branding. We don't have a reference, don't care about that. Now here's all the line item things. So description is the line item field, item code, inventory item code, quantity, unit price. We call it unit amount, so you can see how the CSV column doesn't care what it's named. You just pick it for whatever is over here. We don't have any discounts. Account code. I put in a fake account code. You'll see Xero will drop it and it won't fail the row, which is kind of nice. So tax type. So tax type, you could select this, but actually it wouldn't work. So here's why. So this is all the different tax types, and that's kind of plain English tax types. Now, Xero actually has codes for these. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open a tab and go to this code. You'll see here GST and income actually want to use this code. So to do that, you can either put that code as a column in your file. We're going to make a virtual output field instead. We can just make a field that has the text output. We don't have any tracking. So let's save this. Let's go to virtual output fields. Let's make a new one. Let's say tax code. We're going to say single static value, and this field, it'll act as like a column for your CSV, but it's virtual. So it'll be called tax code, and always for every row the value will be output. So let's save that. Let's go back. Now let's map that virtual field to the tax type. So we're going to go over here, and you'll see virtual fields are under here. Let's choose it. So that means it'll always be output, which is what I want anyway. So now I'm ready to rock. So I can either email attached CSV files to this from whatever legacy system, or maybe I have somebody that emails me invoices. I can post the file. I can go grab the file with a scheduled fetcher from FTP or something. You can choose from FTP, Google Drive, or Dropbox. There's many ways to go get files. You can drag and drop the file here. There's many ways to go get files, so I won't show that, but check it out. Contact support if you need help automatically grabbing your files and automate this work for yourself. So let's go pretend like we grab the invoice test validate. We're going to import. It takes a second to start up. We're going to show an example email here. So here's an example email you would get, right? So in this case, import completed with errors. You know, if you got any errors or warnings, it'll tell you. It'll tell you how many invoices were created. In this case, 2. The third one didn't get created because we had errors. So it'll kind of give you a synopsis here. 36 records from the CSV file. So rows were submitted. 34 were processed in the 2. You got actually 34 warnings. You got a warning for every row in here. The reason of that is because this account code, this is fake. So Xero won't fail these rows. It'll just say like that account doesn't exist or you removed it. And so, you know, to know that, you'll get a CSV file. It'll tell you every row with every error. So you can just re-import if you want to, but it'll do the same thing for errors. So the 2 errors will be about how contact name doesn't exist. So it gives you like really nice files that you can just, you know, download from your email and re-import. Also on your import page, if you refresh, you'll see that you get a log. So as an admin, you get to see this log and get to see the results, and you can always come back here. So if you don't want emails, you can just come back to your page whenever you want. So it's going to Xero. I would expect to see 2 invoices here. You have to refresh. Yep, here's the 2 invoices. It has all this stuff we wanted up here, grouped, right? And then you have every single line item from the CSV file, and you should have the right total. That's it. It's pretty quick. You know, you'll get an import page, and then you can automate your work. If you need any help or extra columns or extra features for Xero, please contact support. We often put in little extra things. Thank you.